Good day, folks. Thank you for joining us here at Your Health. On today's program, we will be taking your calls for the entire hour, so please get on the phone. I would love to talk to you. But first, let's go to our news. Let's see what's happening in the health world. Adding extra calories from sugar to your diet increases the risk of death from cardiovascular disease. New research published in the Journal of the American Medical Association and conducted by the Centers for Disease Control evaluated sugar consumption and adverse health events data from the National Health and Nutrition Survey. They found as added sugar consumption increases, so does the risk of cardiovascular disease-related death. They found the consumption of just one sugar or high fructose corn syrup sweetened soft drink a day increases heart disease death. Those who consumed 25% or more of their calories from sugar were almost 3 times at the risk of death. Well, folks, this study is one of the very first to look at the health dangers and death risks associated with added sugar consumption. Everybody thinks about fat, but this one's about sugar. Those who consumed 10% of their daily calories from added sugar were 30% more likely to die, while those who consumed 25% or more of their daily calories from sugar were almost 3 times more likely to suffer a cardiovascular disease-related death. Folks, please understand the Institutes of Medicine say it's okay to consume up to 25% of your daily calories from sugar, and the World Health Organization says it's okay to consume up to 10% of your calories from this sweet stuff. But this study finds they are both wrong. Let's put this into terms that everyone can understand. If we are consuming 10% of our calories from sugar, that means we're consuming about 15 to 20 teaspoons of added sugar daily, or about 1 16-ounce soda, depending on your size. This practice, drinking 1 soda, increases your risk of death by 30%. If you consume 25% or more of your calories from added sugar, you are consuming from 38 to 50 teaspoons of added sugar daily, or 3 16-ounce sodas daily. Well, your risk of death is increased 3 times. It is important to note daily consumption of sugar or corn syrup increases the risk of death in everyone, not just diabetics. Pain affects over half of all senior Americans. New research reported in the medical journal Pain finds almost 20 million American seniors have experienced bothersome pain during the last month that reduces their quality of life and their ability to function. Researchers from the University of Washington interviewed over 7,500 senior adults enrolled in the National Health and Aging Trend Study. The researchers found over 50% of seniors surveyed lived with pain. They also found pain was more common among senior women and those who were obese. 3 of every 4 in the study with pain had pain in multiple areas. Folks, if you live in pain, the results of this study are not news to you, are they? Yes, pain limits our quality of life, and this is particularly true for senior citizens. Half of all American seniors live in pain. Isn't that amazing? The majority of seniors have pain in multiple sites, and senior citizen pain is strongly associated with decreased physical capacity. In other words, seniors with pain, especially those with multiple sites of pain, had weaker muscle strength, slower walking speed, and poor overall body function than those without pain. And all of this adds up to a poor quality of life. Perhaps many of you who do not live in pain are now saying, if your pain is that bad, just take a pain pill. It works for me. Well, to that I say the pain that seniors are suffering is the type of pain that doesn't typically go away with just an ibuprofen or 2. Sure, that works for younger people with minor pain that would resolve on its own anyway, but the pain suffered by seniors is not like that. Their pain is typically chronic, intractable pain that does not respond well to the common painkillers. And who needs all that medicine anyway? Sudden cardiac death may not be so sudden, finds new research from the American Heart Association. Researchers from Cedars-Sinai Heart Institute followed over 1 million residents of Portland, Oregon for 12 years. They carefully evaluated every case of sudden cardiac death. They found 567 men suffered from sudden cardiac death, and of the men whose heart stopped, 53% had early warning signs of impending heart disease. They found the most common early symptoms were chest pain, shortness of breath, dizziness, fainting, or palpitations. The American Heart Association reports about 360,000 Americans suffer from heart stoppage outside of the hospital every year. Well, folks, this one's critically important. If your heart stops beating outside of the hospital, you have only a 1 in 10 chance of surviving. So any information that could help us predict who is susceptible to sudden heart stoppage could, well, that could save thousands of lives, couldn't it? This remarkable study found that over half of the time, there are warnings of heart troubles when we used to think there were none. The signs again, chest pain, was far and away the most common symptom. 56% suffered at least some chest pain before their heart stopped. This is followed by shortness of breath and a sensation of dizziness or even fainting. Folks, we often have aches and pains, and of course, we can't run to the doctor every time something starts to hurt a little bit, but the chest pain associated with heart troubles is not like the soreness associated with too much weekend work. The chest pain of heart disease is more like a squeezing constriction around the chest that is often made worse with physical exertion. The chest pain of heart disease also creates a feeling of impending doom or a sense of anxiety that is often accompanied with shortness of breath. In short, if there is any unusual or odd and different symptoms associated with chest pain, it's best to have it checked out immediately. You could save your own life by doing so. Well, today, as promised on Your Health, we will be taking your calls. We'll be right back. Can you lower your risk of disease? The answer is yes. One way is by including fruit in your diet. Fruit contains valuable nutrients that can reduce the risk of heart disease, stroke, and even some cancers.
We've searched the world and found 4 fruits we believe are among the best. Noni from Polynesia, acai from the Amazon, and 2 new ones, goji and mangosteen.
These 4 juices each have amazing properties that make them great additions to your nutritional plan. If you're a diabetic or have chronic pain, these juices will help you feel better and have more energy. Plus, they help with digestion.
Now you can experience the health-promoting benefits of all 4 in one convenient package we call the Fruits of the World 4-pack. And remember, it's 50% off by the case.
Order online at bioinnovations.net or call 888-442-2128 and let us assist you in making the right choices for better health. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings. That number's 888-442-2128.
I'm Dr. Richard Becker, and this is Your Health at a Glance. Our health depends on the choices we make every day, and few conditions are as dependent on our choices as diabetes. So here is your daily diabetic checklist. Number 1, take your diet seriously every day. Eat lean protein and leafy vegetables. Number 2, sugars and starches raise blood glucose, so reduce them in your diet. Number 3, check your blood glucose and record the readings every day. Number 4, take your medication daily and don't skip. And number 5, try to exercise every day. It will help you take off weight, which will help your body regulate blood sugar better. If you are diabetic, this is your quick daily checklist that could make life better. For Your Health at a Glance, I'm Dr. Richard Becker. For centuries, the herb astragalus has been a staple of traditional Chinese medicine. It's used to create a strong shield, protecting the immune system.
Astragalus is also used to support healthy heart and lung function.
There's even more. Astragalus helps to calm total body inflammation, a common cause of pain and chronic illness.
All of that without the use of medication.
That's right. Support your health the way nature intended with astragalus root.
BioInnovations brings you Dr. Becker's Bionutrients Astragalus Root Extract. BioInnovations is the affordable source that you can trust for all your vitamin and supplement needs. Give us a call at 888-442-2128 or order online at bioinnovations.net and see what astragalus can do for your health. That number once again is 888-442-2128. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings. Call today.
Welcome back, everyone. It is such a blessing to be with you today. We have a great show planned. You know why? Today's show is all about you. We're going to be taking calls the entire hour. So if you haven't tried before, today's the day to pick up the phone, dial 800-635-2673. Well, let's get right to it, shall we? And let's see how many people we can help today. Let's go to New Hampshire and welcome Patricia to the show. Hi, Patricia.
Hi.
Hello, Patricia. How are you today?
Hi. Excited. praise God, I finally got through, and I praise God for you too. That you've been wonderful for me.
Thank you very much. How can we help you, Patricia?
Well, last year it all started. I've been type 2 diabetes for a few years now, probably since 2007.
Okay.
Ups and downs and stuff. And so I've been changing a lot of my ways and my habits and stuff. And last year it started, I got sick. And I don't know what from.
Okay.
And
Sick, when you say sick, how so? What do you mean?
sick like I got pains, and then I got from like vomiting, diarrhea, constipation, and then it would continue again. It would go through a cycle, and it was like from May to July.
During all this trouble, how were your blood glucose levels?
I don't. I can't remember. They weren't. I don't think they were that high.
Were they over 200?
No.
Okay.
No,
Okay. Go on. Go on.
And so I couldn't eat, and that also meant I couldn't take my supplements and vitamins. So by July, I was getting a little better, and it started. I was raking in May. I figured I'm feeling okay. I'll go out and rake. Well, 2 weeks into it, I started really bad pain in my body.
So you said 2 weeks into it, you went out to do what now?
Raking.
Raking, garden work, yard work, and whatnot.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Go ahead.
So within the 2 weeks, I was in pain, and I just kept going anyways. But after 2 weeks, I said I can't do it.
Right.
I couldn't do anything. I ended up having a drop like you're dehydrated, you're really tired. I was out in the sun, and I was falling asleep, and then by the time I could get in the house, I was like falling to the ground. So I rested, I got some water, and I was getting better. So through all that, I ended up in the hospital.
All right.
A little while after that, in July. Excuse me. And they said I had low sodium.
All right.
So they filled me up, and they overfilled me.
Right.
And they found out, they also found I had high blood pressure. Now, I never had high blood pressure before.
Well, when your sodium's high, like you said, they overfilled you, your blood pressure's going to go up. Have you been, finish your story, then I have a series of questions for you.
Okay. So then they said it was high blood pressure, so they wouldn't let me go until it went down a little bit. And then they finally realized I'm not going to get low because I was not liking it there, and I was really agitated. So they I went home, and then just, got better after that. And then I ended up in the hospital this year.
The same scenario?
Pretty much, not as bad as last year, but it was I got a virus, some type of sinus virus or something.
Patricia, tell me again your blood sugar levels.
Right now, my blood sugar levels are down into the low 100s.
But when you were having all these troubles? In the hospital, certainly they checked your blood glucose in the hospital.
They said it was fine. It was in the low 100s.
Okay.
It wasn't
even
really
when you were feeling bad, it was in the low 100s? Do you check your blood glucose levels? Do you do that on your own?
I do, yeah.
Okay. So
Yeah.
you should be able to tell me that what a typical day is like for you when you're feeling good and when you feel bad. You should be able to tell me what your glucose levels are.
Okay.
Yeah?
Well, if I don't do it every day, I do it,
Yeah, you don't always have to do it every day, but certainly when you feel off, you should check it. Now, let me ask you this. What are your medications besides your diabetes? Well, just tell me what your meds are real quick. Can you do that for me?
Right now, there's no medicine.
No meds?
No. What happened in the hospital, they put me on medicine.
All right.
And that was started a lot of the trouble. They put me on lisinopril.
All right.
And then that was last year.
Lisinopril can raise your potassium level, but not necessarily your sodium level.
Okay. Well, here's what happened. They put me on lisinopril, and that was in July.
Yes.
And then October, I got what do you call it? The water retention.
Right. Okay, Patricia, let me ask you a question. Are you following a low sodium diet?
Yes, I was. Yeah.
Okay, well, there's your problem.
Well, that's what they told me to do, and then
Yeah, but whoa, slow down, slow down.
Okay.
Your way's not working. You're talking to me now, so we're going to try my way for a change.
Yes. Well, that's what I was listening.
You go to the hospital because of the low sodium level. They put IVs with sodium into you. You get too much, and you think, I got to go back on my low sodium diet. You go on your low sodium diet. You're out working in the yard sweating. Even in New Hampshire, you're going to sweat. Come to Texas, you'll really sweat here. But you're losing your sodium because you're on a low sodium diet. This doesn't make sense to me. If you're on a low sodium diet and you have low sodium blood levels, you need to have more sodium in your diet. Isn't that pretty obvious? When you take enough sodium to get a normal level, your blood pressure goes up. You know what that tells me? That tells me you're vitamin D deficient. Tell me about your vitamin D. Are you taking it? What's your blood level?
My vitamin D, I'm taking, now then I was doing 7,000 a day.
Okay.
Now I'm doing, because they told me to go off my supplements and my vitamins for a while. I'm back on what I can go on. I'm doing 5,000 a day to 10,000.
Okay. Good.
That's my D level. My D.
And you're still following a low sodium diet. Here's the problem.
Not really, no.
Okay, but you still have a low sodium blood level? See what I'm getting to,
test.
Patricia.
Yes.
If you're eating appropriately, and let's leave that a little vague for now, eating and drinking appropriately, managing your diabetes appropriately, you're not taking a lot of medicine, you're getting enough salt in your diet, and you still have a low sodium level, it means that your adrenal glands are not putting out mineral corticoids. Aldosterone is the main one. These are hormones that control your sodium levels. If you're eating appropriately and doing everything as you should and you still have a low sodium level in spite of taking a little sodium in your diet, you need to supplement, and I say supplement, it's a prescription medication, the hormone that controls salt levels. Your doctors should know that. Have they talked to you about that possibility?
No, my sodium did go back up this
Okay,
year,
how is it now? Is it okay now?
They say it's in range.
Okay.
I had to go back and get more tests for sodium.
Well, it sounds like you've fixed your problem.
I did, except for I don't understand. They said now they're working with why I'm still, every time I go to the doctors, the blood pressure is high. So why is it so high?
Well, because diabetics get high blood pressure. Control your diabetes. I suspect that your blood glucose levels are higher than you realize. Have you ever had your long-term blood glucose level checked, your hemoglobin A1C, to see what your average is?
Yes. When they did it in the hospital, it was 7.5.
See, that's too high. It needs to be below 7.
Right, and I think this year when they did it, it's a 6 point. So,
Yeah, if you can get it at 6.5, that's a wonderful thing for a diabetic. 6.5 is, and for some diabetics to get it at 6, it's too much. We've learned with time, too tight a control in many diabetics, too low a blood glucose level. What happens when our glucose levels drop? Adrenaline is released. If you have any susceptibility to cardiovascular disease like a heart attack, high adrenaline levels, that'll trigger a heart attack. So we know in diabetics, if you're too tight a control, forcing the blood glucose down to 80 all the time, it increases your risk of sudden cardiac death, and I don't want to see that happen to you. So the bottom line, Patricia, is if you're having a normal diet, eating, drinking appropriately, your sodium levels should be fine. If they are still low, in spite of taking sodium in the diet, a little extra, it means your adrenal glands are not working right. I think you need to focus on managing the diabetes better. Check your glucose levels every day. See, you don't realize how damaging high blood glucose levels are to every single system in the body, including the autonomic nervous system that is involved in controlling sodium levels and blood pressure. So it's imperative you do that. So here's what I want to do. We're headed to a break here, but I want to send you our diabetic kit, as it were. Alpha lipoic acid, milk thistle, chromium picolinate, probiotics, grapeseed extract, and you keep track of that glucose level. Make a diabetic diary. Keep track of it, and I want to send you Foundations for Healing so you have a guidepost to help you with your supplement plan. Good luck with you, and I hope things work out for you. I'm sure they will. We'll be right back for more.
Are you one of the 62 million Americans suffering from gastrointestinal problems? Do you struggle with other chronic conditions? That's why we offer Dr. Becker's Bionutrient Probiotics.
After years of research, we developed a revolutionary probiotic formula with gastro defense technology. This system protects the good bacteria from stomach acid so the probiotics reach the intestines where they go to work. Additionally, we use live count technology to prolong the shelf life of the probiotics, so there's no need for refrigeration.
Dr. Becker's Bionutrient Probiotics is a powerful combination and one of the most effective formulas available today. And we offer a children's chewable formula too, both at prices you can afford.
Order online at bioinnovations.net or call 888-442-2128 and let us assist you in making the right choices for better health. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings. That number's 888-442-2128.
I'm Dr. Becker with Your Health at a Glance. Have you or someone you love recently been diagnosed with cancer? It is projected by the year 2020, some 18 million Americans will be cancer survivors. The main reason for this upward trend is our treatments for cancer are better than ever. Our cancer medicines are much improved, and we know more about how cancer works. In addition, holistic principles of cancer care are becoming standard of care treatment. Plus, research centers are discovering natural substances with true benefits for the cancer patient. This is an age of wonder, as we can incorporate both mainstream medicine and the fields of complementary and anti-aging medicine into your plan to beat cancer. I'm a cancer survivor who's here to tell you that you have more tools than ever in your battle with cancer. For Your Health at a Glance, I'm Dr. Richard Becker. For thousands of years, Eastern health practitioners have used mushrooms for a variety of treatments.
And recently, scientists everywhere in the world have turned to mushrooms in search of health-promoting compounds.
These are known as medicinal mushrooms. Among some of the most potent are ABM, maitake, reishi, shiitake, and cordyceps sinensis.
At BioInnovations, we've made available 4 of the most powerful mushrooms in one easy-to-use formula. We call it the Mushroom Complex. We also offer the amazing mushroom Cordyceps sinensis in a standalone formula.
Cordyceps helps boost energy, an amazing discovery now used in both Eastern and Western medicine. So take advantage of thousands of years of health knowledge.
Order online at bioinnovations.net or call 888-442-2128 and let us assist you in making the right choices for better health. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings.
Welcome back, everyone. We're taking your calls the entire hour today, so pick up that phone. You can still get in line. Well, Richard, before we go on to the next call, I'd like for you to maybe stop and reflect a little bit on Patricia's case, because she raised some points that I think a lot of diabetics suffer from, and maybe some things that they are a little misguided on.
Yeah, I think it's important for all diabetics to realize if you are a diabetic, virtually all of your health conditions that you're experiencing stem from complications of diabetes. It has a profound influence on your physiology and your total body working. It's very important for diabetics to keep track of their glucose levels and write them down with a little note about what you've been eating so you can get a real pattern of how you're responding to your medicines, etc. The next thing I want to mention is vitamin D deficiency is a known cause of elevated diabetes risk. If you're low in vitamin D, you're at greatly accelerated risk of diabetes. And when you're low in vitamin D, you're susceptible to salt-sensitive hypertension. So we get in this problem when you're low in D, you're fighting high blood pressure due to salt, you restrict your salt, and your system just gets messed up. You got to have sodium just like you need vitamin D. So vitamin D is essential. Keep track of your glucose levels, and if things don't make sense, have a long talk with your physician and get second opinions. Second opinions are important in medicine.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, because I know there's so many diabetics out there that are suffering, and that, you know, maybe we could help
If there's
somebody.
a complication in a diabetic, it's usually because of the diabetes.
Okay, good one.
Yes.
Well, let's go to the next call.
Let's
You
do.
want to?
Let's do.
go to North Carolina now and welcome Annie. Hi there, Annie.
Hello, Annie.
Hi,
How are you today?
I'm doing fine.
How can we help?
I was calling. You was talking to a gentleman on one of the your shows
Uh-huh.
about thyroid and iodine.
Yes, ma'am.
And in 2014, I had surgery, thyroid surgery.
Yes.
And they removed both thyroid, the left and the right.
Yes.
And then I was put on levothyroxine.
Levothyroxine. Yes. T4 therapy. Correct.
And he was talking about the iodine. So I was just wondering, with that medication, do I need to have extra iodine?
Annie, do you ever eat any seafood, fish, shellfish, anything like that? North Carolina, you're on the ocean coast there. You have access to great seafood. Do you ever enjoy seafood?
Sure.
How close to the ocean are you?
Oh, about 100 and something.
100? Well, you know, have you ever noticed when you come close to the ocean, you can smell it?
Right.
You know what that smell is? In part, a major part of it, it's the iodine released from the ocean waves. You're smelling iodine, and you can maintain an iodine blood level just from breathing the ocean air. So iodine deficiency, the further inland you go, is more common. The closer to the ocean shore you are, the less common. And if you're eating any type of shellfish, ocean-going fish, the likelihood that you have a profound iodine deficiency is pretty low. Also, iodized salt. You know, this is a common practice in America today, and I want to make a point. You know, when you buy the, the Morton salt, the cardboard thing, it's about this tall, and it says iodide enriched. If you put that in your cabinet and don't touch it, within 6 months, all the iodine is released. Iodine is very volatile, and it quickly goes into the air. So who goes through that much salt in 6 months? We have a salt container, how many? 10 years.
Yeah.
We've had it in our home. We use a little pinch, but you don't need much salt. So the notion that iodized salt is an adequate replacement is just not true. Also, restaurants don't use iodized salt. It costs more, and they're interested in profit, not your health. Let's be honest. And so we eat out as much as we eat at home in today's world. So the iodized salt is not enough. Now, add to this whole level of complexity for you is that you have no thyroid gland at all. And you have to manage your thyroid hormone yourself. And that is exceedingly difficult to do. Annie, what is the amount of levothyroxine you're taking now? Do you have a dose?
I started out right after the surgery was 112 milligrams. Then she took me off of that, and now I'm doing 88.
88? Did they leave your parathyroid glands in? Did they talk to you about that? Because you have the thyroid, it kind of has the shape of a butterfly, and it sits right under your Adam's apple. The isthmus, the connecting of the butterfly, is right under the Adam's apple. And embedded in the wings of the butterfly are anywhere from 4 to 12 parathyroid glands. They're little, no bigger than the point of this pin. They're tiny little things, and they're hard to find. And when they remove a thyroid gland due to cancer, did you have a cancerous condition, dear?
Yes.
Yeah. See, if they don't take that out, you're probably going to die from that cancer. So they take out as much of that gland as they possibly can, but they try to leave the little islets of parathyroid hormone intact. And this is important because the parathyroid controls your calcium levels and your phosphorus levels. And without it, you can't live without it. So if you're not taking a parathyroid-like hormone, they were able to leave some gland in with the parathyroid. So we're on the right track. Are we communicating? Are you taking a parathyroid hormone?
No, I'm not taking any.
Okay, well then they were successful in leaving some of the this is all relevant. So this tells me, see, the typical dose of thyroid hormone for someone who has no thyroid gland whatsoever is around 212 micrograms a day. And it's microgram, not milligram, just so you know. And you sound, and I'm assuming, you sound like a smaller person. Are you smaller? How tall are you? How tall?
I'm about 5'9", 5'11", 4'11".
Yeah, you're a smaller person. So
yes.
you would probably need around 160 to 180. And I'm just guessing. The fact that you're getting by well on 80 micrograms a day tells me you still have some thyroid hormone in there. So this means a little more a little more iodine might be beneficial for you, but as long as you're eating shellfish once or twice a week and you're using iodized salt and replacing it frequently, I don't think you need to add any more iodine to your diet, okay? If you do, I'd use a little kelp, a little sea kelp periodically as a food, and you'll be fine. We have a break, folks. We'll be back. Every day, about 200 million Americans do not get enough of a key essential mineral.
That mineral is magnesium. The typical American diet does not supply enough.
And magnesium is so important. It protects bones and helps more than 300 different enzymes in the human body perform efficiently.
That's why Bioinnovations offers chelated magnesium capsules for oral use and topical magnesium gel to be applied to the skin. That's 2 forms of magnesium to meet your daily needs.
Scientific evidence points to chelation as the best method of vitamin and mineral formulation.
Order online at bioinnovations.net or call 888-442-2128 and let us assist you in making the right choices for better health.
Because chances are you are one of the 200 million Americans who need more magnesium every day.
Again, that number is 888-442-2128. Call today. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings.
I'm Cindy Becker for Your Health at a Glance. Are you looking for a healthy replacement for sodas? For thousands of years, the Far East has enjoyed the many health benefits of green tea. Now the Western world has embraced this potent antioxidant for its many health benefits as both a drink and supplement. Green tea has been thoroughly researched. It's been shown to improve bone density and immunity, as well as levels of cholesterol, blood sugar, and blood pressure. Research has also shown it to decrease inflammation and one's risk of cardiovascular disease and many forms of cancer. One recent study even found that people who drink 5 or more cups a day were 33% less likely to develop conditions that cause disability. For health, it is everyone's cup of tea. For Your Health at a Glance, I'm Cindy Becker. You've heard the news that the nutrients CoQ10, L-carnitine, D-ribose, and magnesium promote cardiovascular health, and now you're looking for quality supplements you can trust.
Dr. Becker's Bionutrients provides you the highest quality heart-smart supplements. Dr. Becker's Bionutrients CoQ10 and L-carnitine feature BioSolve technology, which promotes maximum absorption of these critical cardiovascular nutrients.
That's right. Feel the Bionutrients heart-smart difference when you start your journey to better heart health today with Dr. Becker's Bionutrients CoQ10, L-carnitine, D-ribose, and magnesium.
Just ask for Dr. Becker's Heart Smart Plan at Bioinnovations, and we'll help you get started today.
Give us a call at 888-442-2128 or order online at bioinnovations.net. That number's 888-442-2128.
We're back, everyone, taking your calls the entire hour today. If you haven't dialed in, pick up the phone, dial 800-635-2673. We want to talk to you today. Well, let's continue on, shall we? Let's go to Alabama and welcome Rachel to the show. Hi, Rachel.
Hey, Cindy.
Hello, Rachel. How are you today?
I'm really good now that I'm able to talk to you too.
It's our pleasure.
Yes, I want to give a brief background. I have fibromyalgia and thyroid disease, and I've been a diabetic for 15 years, but I've controlled it with my diet, but it's now 7%, so I'm taking metformin. And I had breast cancer 4.5 years ago with no chemo but 48 radiation treatments. What I said all of that to say this, I had 6 weeks ago, I had 2 stents put in. I had 80 to 90% blockage in my right coronary artery.
Okay.
And they found 50% blockage in the left, but they didn't put a stent in it.
Were you having chest pain and symptoms?
Yes, very bad angina. Thank
Yeah.
the Lord for the pains, because I could have had a
Yeah,
heart attack.
you don't always get that wake-up call of severe pain.
Yes,
Sometimes it's subtle.
That was just really a godsend. But anyway, my doctor, unfortunately, my cardiologist, he's good at what he does, but he knows not one thing about nutrition or vitamins. He says my vitamins are junk, and they're a waste of money, but he will let me take my fish oil. But he's got me on a blood thinner and a high blood pressure medicine and an aspirin and a statin drug. And
What kind of blood thinner are we talking about?
he's got me on, it's called Brilinta.
Okay. Do you have dietary restrictions with that blood thinner?
He didn't say anything about it.
Okay, but did the pharmacist say anything? They give you a slip of paper with it? I think that one you don't have to be so concerned with diet.
Okay.
It's one of the newer blood thinners.
Yeah.
Okay.
So anyway, what I don't know what to do. I eat really healthy. I take my supplements, and this has just thrown me for a loop. I don't understand why I've got unless all of these risk factors has contributed. Now, I have had high calcium levels in the past, but they're down to 9.8. So, could you
slow
tell
down.
me what I need to do?
Well, how about your vitamin D level?
It's okay. She said to take 1,000. I don't.
Well, slow down.
Okay.
She may know, she may not know enough
Yeah, she
about
did it.
vitamin D to assess that. My concern is that you've had high calcium levels in the past, and if we take vitamin D, it can raise those calcium levels to dangerous levels in some people. Now, everybody, if they take huge amounts of vitamin D, it can raise calcium, but it takes huge doses. I'm reminded of a recent study at Mayo Clinic. They analyzed the health of 17,000 vitamin D supplementers, and they found there was no side effects except in one person. Now, out of 17,000 people who are supplementing vitamin D, if there's a problem, you're going to see it. One man had a problem with arrhythmias of his heart when he was taking enough to raise his blood level to 350 plus nanograms. We've been telling people no more than 80 to 100 nanograms, because that's where you get heart problems. They didn't find that at all out of 17,000 until they got all the way up. Also, and none of these people had high calcium levels, some of them taking 20, 30,000 a day of vitamin D. None of them had that. Now, that doesn't prove you won't have it. You know, statistics, they can be used to misrepresent the truth, and we have to be careful with them. But the notion that if we maintain a blood level of 60 to 70 of your vitamin D, which would require 4,000 to 6,000 in most people, 6,000 units a day, to get that level, I don't think it's going to raise your calcium level. But you'd want to check. You'd want to be sure about that. And this is imperative because cardiovascular disease goes up in low vitamin D. Diabetes goes up. Your risk factor, the reason why you're having this heart disease is because of diabetes, Rachel. You asked that question, why am I having this problem? Rachel, I want you to understand, diabetes damages nerves. The brain is part of the nervous system. When this happens, it creates a little bit of confusion in us. I don't know why this is. Our first caller of the day, a diabetic, you could hear the confusion in her voice. Now, that's okay. We'll handle it. We'll help you with that stuff. But I want everybody to know diabetes leads to all these problems that we're complaining about today. Over and over we see this. Is this making sense to you, Rachel, or are there some days you just go, I don't know what to do?
Oh, yes.
Have you ever checked your blood glucose when you feel that way? Do you see a pattern? What is your readings? How are you doing with your glucose?
My A1C was 7.
That's pretty good. It's pretty good.
I have been keeping it under 7 for 15 years, but when it got to 7 and it was harder and harder for me to control it, I went ahead and my primary doctor put me on metformin.
Yeah.
So,
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. And I'm not opposed to the medicines. Do whatever you have to do to control your glucose levels. If that's medicine, if it's injecting insulin, we do what we got to do. I think it's important to do all the natural and lifestyle things possible. And if you have the comfort of doing it first, That's even better. But sometimes you have to start with insulin and start with everything at once and then weed out the things you don't need. Here, we're headed to a break, and I want to get this out to you. It's so important. We need to give you the Heart Smart plan with the addition of vitamin D, with the notion that you, after a month of vitamin D therapy, I want you to get your blood level checked again. But I want you to take 5,000 units a day of vitamin D3. 5,000 units a day of vitamin D3. I want you to get on CoQ10 and L-carnitine. I want you to take at least 3 of these capsules every day. CoQ10 and L-carnitine comes together, makes a nice duo, synergistic duo, 3 of those a day. Honey, can we give her 2 bottles at least so that she has enough to last her a little while? And D-ribose. Do you drink tea? You're from Alabama. We in the South, we love our tea. Use your D-ribose as a little sweetener for the tea. It won't raise your blood glucose levels. Diabetics can have this, and it feeds your heart energy. It's selective to the heart. Also, the magnesium. Much of your trouble is due to low mag levels. This is all part of diabetes. Diabetes washes out magnesium and also fish oil. One last notion before we go off to the break. The typical diabetic needs 10 times the level of thiamine in their diet as a non-diabetic. 10 times the vitamin B1. 10 times. So you need a good B complex. I want to send all that to you. Plus Foundations for Healing. Read about the heart disease. Read about how to manage diabetes holistically. And get on a plan and keep track of your glucose levels. Make a little note about what you're eating, and keep in mind, people have unique reactions to food. In other words, one person can have this Granny Smith apple, it doesn't bother their blood glucose. But if I take it, it shoots it up to 250. Unique reactions to food with high blood glucose. Keep that in mind. We have a break. We'll be right back.
Do you believe that nature holds the answer to your health needs? Are you looking for a supplement that's simple and pure, yet really works?
If you're looking for nature's answer to better health, look to Aloha Noni Juice. It's pure and fresh, just like nature intended. Aloha Noni Juice is brought to you direct from the islands of Polynesia.
Aloha Noni Juice is 100% pure with no added sugar or sweet fruit fillers. It's the perfect addition to your low-sugar diet.
Aloha Noni Juice drinkers will tell you their vitality, energy, and sense of well-being have improved, along with relief from many painful conditions. Made by nature, proven by science, Aloha Noni Juice contains only nature's best.
And now you can enjoy the benefits of our new 100% certified organic Noni Juice. Order online at bioinnovations.net or call 888-442-2128 and let us assist you in making the right choices for better health. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings. Here is our hope for you today. I'm Cindy Becker. In the epic movie Gone with the Wind, Scarlett O'Hara says she won't think about her problems today or she'll go crazy. She'll think about them tomorrow. How should we think about tomorrow in our lives? In Matthew 6, verse 33, we get advice about tomorrow. Seek first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well. Therefore, do not worry about tomorrow, for tomorrow will worry about itself. It's so difficult to not worry about the future. Many of us catastrophize about the future. That's spending all your time thinking about all the catastrophes that might happen. So let tomorrow worry about itself. That way, we won't miss the wonderful things happening in our lives right now. I'm Cindy Becker. This is our hope for you today.
Vitamin D deficiency is at epidemic levels in the United States. Chances are you aren't getting enough of this essential nutrient. Vitamin D is one of the most important molecules in the human body. It's required for the proper function of nearly 4,000 genes and 1,000 metabolic chemical reactions.
BioInnovations brings you Dr. Becker's Bionutrients Vitamin D3. Now, supplementing with vitamin D is safe and affordable.
Studies show that vitamin D deficiency can lead to poor immune function, depression, cardiovascular disease, bone disease, diabetes, cancer, and much more. Starting supplementing vitamin D today for better health tomorrow.
BioInnovations is the affordable source that you can trust for all your vitamin and supplement needs. So give us a call at 888-442-2128. That's 888-442-2128. Or order online at bioinnovations.net.
We're back, everyone. Let's go to Pennsylvania now and welcome Dolly to the show. Hi, Dolly.
Oh, hello. I'm so excited. This is the first time I had the nerve to call Dr. Becker and you.
Boy, I'm glad you got through.
Oh, my God.
People tell us they call for 2 years and not get through.
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
This is the first time I called.
Well, let's get right to work. How can we help you, Dolly?
Well, my health's not so great, but I've been watching you for so long, and you're the best in the world.
Thank you.
And I recently had stomach problems for like 3 or 4 months, and I've gone to the doctor, and they're just giving me pills that haven't really worked.
Yes.
So I asked a gastroenterologist to give me a scope, and he gave me a scope and all these antibiotics to take for some infection in my stomach. He didn't give me the diagnosis, so I don't know really what it is. I was trying to get a hold of him today before you called.
Uh-huh.
And I did have candida in the past, but no doctor recognizes that, so...
They do if it's in the esophagus and the stomach. So the doctor said...
no one that I went to.
Okay. The doctor did a scope. And, you know, that was my first question for you as you're telling your story. Because gastritis, upper epigastrium pain, heartburn, this is such a common scenario in the world that, you know, you don't do scopes on everybody who gets a little indigestion, right? If it's persistent and the pain is more pronounced, you may take a little acid suppressing therapy. And if you do the breath test or you suspect H. pylori, Helicobacter pylori infection of the stomach, they'll give you multiple antibiotics, try to clear that infection out. Is that the infection that he was talking about, H. pylori?
I knew you would know. I think so.
Yeah.
Because you said I have to come back to take a test after the 2 weeks round of antibiotics.
To make sure it's gone away.
Yes, but being I had candida before, I just bought a reference
book.
Well,
it's going to come back with all these antibiotics because we're now at triple drug therapy. It's failing. 2 antibiotics and acid suppressing medicine, that's triple therapy. So now the experts are recommending 3 antibiotics and acid suppressing therapy. I mean, you just got to wonder, where's it going to end? We don't even know where this germ comes from, H. pylori. Now that's a sidebar. But we know if we don't get it under control, far too many people develop ulcers, and then a smaller subset of that can go on to develop stomach cancer. So this is not something you want to mess around with. You want to get it under control. Plus, Dolly, you feel bad, don't you?
Oh, I feel really bad. And I've been on a round of ibuprofen because I have a real bad knee. I can't walk.
Yeah, but that'll make your stomach much worse.
Yeah, so I'm sure that took its toll, too.
Yeah.
And
are you taking the medicine the doctor prescribed? Are you doing that?
I just started yesterday.
All right.
I took it yesterday.
Well, I'm glad you have that medicine and you're just starting it, because we need to add what we can do for you with natural supplements as well, because the research shows your likelihood of a successful treatment increases considerably if we do the following things. Now, is there anything else going on in your life? Dolly, may I ask your age? Because you have a young voice.
I'm 73.
You're 73? You sound 49.
Oh.
You do. You have a young voice, so that's going in your favor.
Everybody tells me I look real young, too.
Well, good.
The other thing that's
whoa.
Okay.
Any other health problems? Any diabetes, weight gain, hypertension, anything else?
I have high blood pressure.
Is it under control?
Yes.
All right. Are you taking your vitamin D and a good multiple vitamin and a little fish oil? Are you doing the basics for your supplement?
Oh, just vitamin D.
Okay.
I take almost 5,000 a day.
Good for you. Good. All right, let's add this to your plan. You know, first of all, I want to say there is no one diet for everyone. You know, America has so perverted its diet that the typical teenager today thinks the menu at McDonald's is normal food. It is not normal food, and it's killing America. Now, I hope McDonald's doesn't send me a letter from their lawyers, but everyone listening to this program knows that statement is true. Do we not? Do we not know that the fast food diet is killing America? And I'm trying to make a point, Dolly. Your body's trying to tell you that you need to make some changes with your diet. Whatever it is, you need to change it. And for most people with stomach problems, they need to get the sugar out. They need to get the starch out of their diet. They need to go to a basic Mediterranean-style diet that's low in the refined junk that America eats. I want to send you Foundations for Healing. Follow the healing diet. It's better for you to eat 5 times a day than twice a day. Follow that diet and advance it on to the transitional and the diet for the rest of your life. So what you eat is critically important in stomach issues. And it'll be unique for you that you tolerate best. You may find that you're having very unusual immune reactions to foods, and when you eliminate that food, you no longer have H. pylori. This type of thing happens. I want you to understand that fully. So do an elimination diet, a diary of your foods and your reaction to those foods. If you find, since we're talking about Granny Smith apples, if you find a Granny Smith apple just doubles you over in pain, my goodness, don't eat them anymore. But it could be any food. I want to make that point. Next, oil of oregano, 1 or 2 gel caps with every meal. Olive leaf extract, 4 capsules with every meal. Mastic gum, this is an extract of the pistachio tree. It's the pistachio leaf. I want you to take 4 capsules with every meal. You may need to start with 1 or 2 and work up, but we need a high dose to kill this germ out. It's a tough germ to kill. Next is grapeseed extract with resveratrol, very effective against H. pylori. It's a nasty germ. Any germ that can live in the acidity of the stomach has got to be a tough germ. You know another one that can live in that acidity? It's called tuberculosis, another very difficult germ to get rid of. Mushroom complex, the medicinal mushrooms, they have antibiotic activity and they boost the immune response. Take a probiotic tablet with every meal, eat yogurt, buttermilk, kefir, sour cream, cottage cheese, any of those every single day. And let's get a little more B12 in the system, because when the stomach's inflamed, we do not absorb B12. Foundations for Healing will be coming your way, and I hope you start feeling better soon. We have a break. We'll be back for the wrap-up. Have you heard of Cordyceps sinensis, the medicinal mushroom that supports metabolic processes for stimulant-free energy? This remarkable mushroom also supports the immune and respiratory systems, as well as the heart and lungs.
BioInnovations brings you Dr. Becker's Bionutrients, Cordyceps sinensis.
Medicinal mushrooms contain beta-glucans, compounds that promote healthy immune function while helping to coordinate multiple body systems. And Cordyceps sinensis is among the safest and most powerful medicinal mushrooms available today, making it your choice for stimulant-free natural energy.
BioInnovations is the affordable source that you can trust for all your vitamin and supplement needs. Give us a call at 888-442-2128. That's 888-442-2128. Or order online at bioinnovations.net. Be sure to ask about the auto ship program for additional savings.
I'm Dr. Richard Becker, and this is Your Health at a Glance. Are you sleepy during the day? Many Americans are in a sleep crisis. They aren't getting a good night's sleep, so they suffer from daytime sleepiness. The reason may surprise you. You may be deficient in vitamin D. According to recent research, vitamin D deficiency leads to poorer sleep quality. If you aren't sleeping well at night, you are sleepy during the day. Vitamin D and the hormone melatonin are critical to our sleep cycles. Both are tied to sunlight. This is one of the many reasons why working night shift hours can be so hard on the body. So, if you're finding yourself nodding off during the day, before you turn to another cup of coffee, try some of the sunshine vitamin and see how vitamin D can help you get a good night's sleep. For Your Health at a Glance, I'm Dr. Richard Becker. Is your life out of balance? It may be. The average American consumes far too many omega-6s and not enough omega-3s. This creates an imbalance.
So what can we do to get back in balance? We can eat a healthy diet.
And most of us need to supplement with omega-3 rich fish oil. Fish oil contains omega-3s with DHA and EPA, fatty acids that promote good brain and heart health. So reduce omega-6 in your nutritional plan and boost omega-3 to get back in balance.
To help you do that, BioInnovations offers two products, the Fish Oil Complex and Omega 369, both formulated for your health and well-being. So how do you choose? For highest levels of DHA and EPA, choose the Fish Oil Complex. For a balanced formula, choose the 369.
Go online at bioinnovations.net or call 888-442-2128. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings. Your Health is brought to you by BioInnovations, trusted products for your health and well-being.
Welcome back, everyone. Well, Richard, this has been quite an hour. This has been great. So let's just take this last couple minutes and review the calls and see what common thread of health we can find going through them.
Well, the first thing that strikes me is the importance of thorough diabetes management. Folks, I want everyone to understand, if you are diabetic, it affects every aspect of your life. The complications of diabetes are profound. And the diabetic, unless they're well studied and familiar with their condition, they often think, well, this is something new, or I don't know what it is, but it can't be related to the diabetes. Trust me, it's related to the diabetes. Risk of heart disease increases 2 to 4-fold, stroke, same type of thing, amputations, kidney failure, blindness, you name it. It permeates the entire body. Diabetes is a microvascular disease, meaning the capillary membrane where the blood transfusion of oxygen and nutrients all occurs in the bloodstream, that's what's affected. And so that means every single organ is affected, every structure in your body is affected. So if there's something coming into your life, diabetic, and you're not sure what it is, go back to the basics, and that is proper management of diabetes. Proper management of diabetes. And we see this all the time. If you're not managing it properly, your infectious disease rate goes up, your chronic pain goes up. And it goes on and on. I don't want to belabor the point, but we have to understand this. And some of the new information we have on diabetes management is the possibility that you're having a unique reaction to foods and it's increasing your blood glucose level. You know, tomato is an example. Most people, if they eat a tomato, it does not raise their blood glucose significantly. I mean, a little bit. There's a little natural sugar in there, but not a lot. But some people, it will raise it up to 200 or more. Why in the world would that happen? Well, the researchers who discovered this, they did not know. They didn't seek to figure that part out. But I will tell you, I am certain it is an immune reaction. It creates an inflammatory reaction that triggers an elevation of glucose. So you have to know everything about your condition. Write your glucose levels down, write a little bit about your diet on a daily basis, and you will figure these things out. You will, and your management will get better, and you'll live longer, and you will feel better. So diabetics, pay attention. It's not a part-time disease. It requires every bit of your management. And as you get better and better, it gets easier and easier to do this. So thank you so much for your kind attention. We'll see you tomorrow right here at Your Health. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
I never wanted to be associated with heart disease. I never wanted to be the poster child for heart disease. I never wanted people to know that there was something wrong with me.
Going through recovery from open heart surgery or being affected by heart disease can be incredibly isolating.
It's not easy on your body, on a woman's body.
I felt really alone because no one my age really had this problem, never had this issue.
And just knowing that there's a circle of women who know exactly the struggles I face every day and are there for me is so empowering.
I realized that I wasn't alone, and no matter your age or race, I made friends and found sisterhood and really found a second family